Ray-Pec community, hello. Mike Slagle, your superintendent. Happy spring to everyone. It's a great day outside. Hope you're having a great day in Panther Country. I'm here today with Stephen Miller, high school principal. Stephen, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
This is a year unlike any other, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a very interesting year. Yes.
Yeah. So tell me some of your reflections so far as principal and leader at the high school. What have you seen?
Yeah, I mean, it's been about a year since we have encountered the COVID pandemic. And obviously, I think the first thing I'd take away is just how much we've grown as a district. And when I say that, I'm talking not only our teachers and our students, and just our whole community. I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish. Clearly, a year ago when we went into lockdown, our teachers and students weren't prepared. And then to think how far we've come along with our virtual capacity and just our ability to grow as educators has just been really phenomenal when you're able to take a step back and reflect on that. Clearly, there's still some things that are challenges every day that we'll be so happy when this is over, but in retrospect, all things considered, I couldn't be more proud of the teachers and the students and the way they've responded to this.
Yeah. So as a leader, you really were. All of us were in uncharted territories, but especially leaders of our buildings. What to do next, what to learn. So what have you learned as a leader, and how have you guided your team to what has been a very successful school year?
I think that the most important thing that I've learned, and I already knew but was clearly reaffirmed, is you have to have patience and be not okay with failing, but understand that the failing is you're going to fail. And I think that's really maybe will be a key takeaway when we're done, is a lot of times educators, we get in our groove and we're not used to change and we don't develop to change. And I think we're going to be much better at that now. And so I think we're going to be able to push our kids to try things and say, hey, we're just in this trying to help you to think better, to be critical thinkers. And yeah, you may not on your initial try be successful, but that's okay. It's really more about putting yourself out there. And I think our teachers have developed that mindset as well. So it's been a really growth mindset for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we push as educators, and this has kind of forced us in that. And I think that we'll take away from that the ability to be more adaptable, and really will push ourselves further once we're able to get back to some sense of normal.
Yeah, and that's a life lesson, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And getting through adversity and pressing through, but also learning some stuff along the way. So.
And then another thing that I've learned, which again, I think everybody already knows, kids need school. Mm-hmm. They do. They need that connection piece, and school's more than about learning. It's the opportunity to be around your peers, be around adults that will help steer and guide you. And again, we've done the best we could, and I'm very proud of what we've done, but kids need school, and I know that kids want to be back, teachers want the kids back, and when we're able to finally accomplish that, I think that we'll be proud of what we've done.
So when we are finally able to accomplish that, because one day we will be, what are you most looking forward to as a building leader?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just looking forward to the hustle and the bustle of the hallways, and with that'll come its challenges and certainly discipline issues. But just to see the kids every day, and to that hustle, that bustle, where school's in session, and that goes in the building. That goes for our activities that our kids are involved in, which are so important. And it's just hard for them to motivate themselves to even do those things because they don't really get to perform in front of the large audiences they're used to. So just again, opportunity to see kids every day, a lot of things going on, and just the enthusiasm and excitement to be in the building.
Absolutely. Now, that's the short-term future. The longer-term future that we are preparing for right now is a bond election, as you are well aware of. Part of that bond election is the second high school, and the first phase of that second high school is a freshman center. Tell me about your thoughts on a freshman center, because obviously that's going to impact you in the operations at the high school. Good idea, bad idea? Tell me a little bit about your thoughts on the freshman center.
So I'm going to tell you, certainly I don't necessarily look forward to losing those freshmen. I like the 9 through 12 setting. But I completely understand that the freshman center offers a lot for our students as well. So selfishly, yeah, I'm going to miss those students, and we'll only have them for 3 years. But I think a freshman center, one, for the students, gives them that smaller setting to transition away from middle school into the high school with smaller class sizes, more direct connection to their teachers. So I don't know how that anybody could see that as anything but positive. So I think that our students will come to us a little more mature, clearly, because they'll be sophomores and they've had that opportunity to adjust. And I just think that the opportunities that they're going to have in that freshman center to really build and bond that they might not get in the 9 through 12 setting because they kind of feel a little intimidated. But again, I like the 9 through 12 setting, but totally think that this is a great opportunity for our students. And then even more so, a great opportunity for our district to transition into that second high school in a small fashion. We don't have to tear the whole building apart, because a lot of districts, when they build a new high school, they literally cut the high school in half, and then it's a transition for everybody. So this is going to be the perfect transition to a new high school without having an abrupt change, so to speak.
One of the questions I get from parents the most, and I'm sure you do too, is if we're going to have a freshman center, is that going to limit the academic opportunities for freshmen who might otherwise have taken some classes back at the high school? And I'm assuming we have an answer for that.
Yeah, I do not believe that it's going to limit their ability at all. We will certainly figure out a mechanism with whoever is in charge of that building of sharing teachers. We will also have some teachers right there beside at East Middle School that I'm certain have 7 through 12 certification that they could also go right across the way to help teach some of our freshman classes. So there will not be any limitations to the classes that are offered to our students. The opportunities in regards to sports as extracurriculars, they will not be limited. So yeah, I don't see any limitations in that regard at all.
You know, another item about the bond election that we just announced about a week ago was the purchase of the facility at 58 Highway in Foxbridge that we're calling the North Facility now. Tell me about what that holds for you as far as the dreams for kids that we could have in that particular building.
Yeah, that is probably the most exciting aspect from my perspective of the whole bond issue. I know that we have got a lot of programs that we're starting to implement, and in the back of my head, these are great programs, but how are we going to truly make them our own and have the space to really give those programs what they need? And this building will do that. Our students that are able to utilize that building, they're going to own that building. It's going to feel like their place of business for the career-oriented opportunities we're going to give them, and that is just so exciting to know that, again, it's going to be school where it really doesn't feel like school, and I think that's what a lot of our kids are looking for, and we're going to be able to do that off campus now, so to speak, whereas before, they're still going to be going to school, we're just going to call it something different. Well, now we're really going to make it something different, so that is so exciting, and the opportunities it provides us moving forward to grow as a district in that regard is, I mean, it's phenomenal. I'm so happy and proud that we're going to be able to do that.
Couldn't agree more. It's a bold and visionary move on the part of our Board of Education, and so all the credit goes to them. But
yeah, outstanding on their part. And again, I think the dividends we're going to get from that we don't even know yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being here today, and thank you most of all for your leadership this year at the high school in a year, like I said, unlike any other year before.
Well, I appreciate that, and again, just a shout out to everybody that's involved in the school system, our teachers, our students, administrators, central office. I mean, we have been able to do something that no other suburban school has been able to do. We were in person from the start, and we've had a consistent platform throughout, and I think that's done a lot for our kids. And it's not perfect, and we want to get back to doing what we used to do, but again, just how we've been able to handle it as a district says a lot about Ray-Pec.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Ray-Pec Community, Stephen Miller, principal at the high school. Stephen, thank you for being here. Hey, we'll be back in a couple weeks with another outstanding guest, but until then, enjoy the springtime, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.